All right. I think we are live on YouTube too. So, okay, we have a welcome to another virtual meetup for people who are new. And I see some new faces, Vanita and Ravi. Brishti is an older face, not older, but as in, we know she has joined our in-person meets, and this is her first virtual meet. So just as a reminder, we meet twice a month. On the second Saturday is a virtual meet because people who are outside Delhi or who cannot join our in-person meet happily join us. And then the last Saturday or Sunday, the next will be, by the way, the next meetup will be on a Sunday. And we will have a special guest flying in from Malaysia especially to be part of DPC. Sheena, who was also the winner of our VDPC English contest, will be out here. She's coming here on 24th and going on 27th. Sadly, I am out of the country and I'll be landing back on 26th morning, which is why our next meetup will be on 26th evening with a dinner. And let me see how it goes. Maybe we'll meet at a cafe and then go for a dinner later. Probably around Delhi because she's staying in central Delhi. Like a brave girl, she is booked her own place in Paharganj, which is wow. Okay. I've left her an escape route. And if you don't like it, we'll put you up somewhere else. Not a problem. So that's that. And with that, let me welcome Vanita and Ravi, and of course Brishti. The usual suspects are out here. And we can take this away. A few more general rules. Please be on mute when you're not talking, so that you don't disturb other people. Use the chat to appreciate poetry, but when the poem finishes, please unmute and appreciate anybody or thoughts. Language is not an issue with us. Today we don't have any of our Malaysian colleagues. Otherwise, I normally ask the Hindi or the non-English poets to translate to English, or at least the sense of it to English. But today I think it's fine. Okay, with that, I think one can take it away, and I would straight away like to invite Onkar first. Onkar is in Assam, Guwahati. So we always are very happy that he can join us with his pithy poems. We always enjoy it. And today we don't have a theme is because I forgot that today was the second Saturday, and Cyrus reminded me about that. So in a hurry. Anyway, we always have a poem or two ready in our back pocket, as I always say. If not one's own, then another person's. So with that, I will hand over the mic to Onkar and let him take it away. Onkar, mic is yours.
Thank you. Nowadays, something is coming. Okay. Nowadays, I have been enjoying writing very small poems, 3 lines, 4 lines. So certain poems that I have written on this Holi in Hindi, I'll recite. These are again love poems and very small poems. The first one is, उसने होली में गुब्बारा कुछ इस तरह फेंका. उसने होली में गुब्बारा कुछ इस तरह फेंका कि मुझे लग भी गया और नहीं भी लगा. This is the first one. The second one is, तुमने गुब्बारा फेंका, मैं सिर से पांव तक भीग गया. तुमने गुब्बारा फेंका, मैं सिर से पांव तक भीग गया. फिर भी न जाने क्यों मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि गुब्बारे में पानी कम था. This is the second one. इस बार होली में अजीब नजारा देखा. Third one. इस बार होली में अजीब नजारा देखा. गुब्बारा सिर्फ एक चला पर घायल कई हो गए. Next is, पिछली होली में तुमने जो रंग डाला था अभी उतरा नहीं है. पिछली होली में तुमने जो रंग डाला था अभी उतरा नहीं है. जो सबको दिखता है तुमको क्यों नहीं दिखता. नेक्स्ट इज, इस बार होली में गुजिया बनाओ तो उसमें चीनी मत डालना. इस बार होली में गुजिया बनाओ तो उसमें चीनी मत डालना. डालो तो खुद मत खिलाना. डालो तो खुद मत खिलाना. मुझे मीठा पसंद है पर इतना ज्यादा भी नहीं. नेक्स्ट इज, इस बार होली में कोई गहरा रंग लगाना. इस बार होली में कोई गहरा रंग लगाना. वह रंग ही क्या जो दिवाली तक उतर जाए. If you permit, I'll just 2-3 small poems on a different subject. I'll just recite. It is the title of 3 small poems. It is Hichki. And you know, this is basically because when Hichki is there, the thinking is that somebody is remembering you. So it is based on that idea. And there is another idea in these poems. When the crow comes and starts crowing, then it means that somebody is going to come. So these 2 thoughts I have used. Hichki. Beti, a father is telling his daughter, Beti, तुम्हें हिचकी नहीं आती. इसका मतलब यह नहीं कि मैं तुम्हें याद नहीं करता. बेटी, तुम्हें हिचकी नहीं आती. इसका यह मतलब नहीं कि मैं तुम्हें याद नहीं करता. तुम हमेशा मेरे दिल में हो. हिचकी तो उसे ही आती है जिसे कोई कभी कभार याद करता है. The second one is, बेटी, मेरी फिक्र मत करना. Here the father is trying to convey that I remember you, but you don't remember me. So that is the thought. बेटी, मेरी फिक्र मत करना. मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूं. बेटी, मेरी फिक्र मत करना. मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूं. बस एक ही कमी है कि आजकल मुझे हिचकी नहीं आती. And the third one is, the father says that you remember me, but now I want you to come home. So that is the thought. The last one, बेटी, शाम से हिचकी आ रही है. बेटी, शाम से हिचकी आ रही है. लगता है तुमने मुझे याद किया है. अब दिल चाहता है कि कहीं से कोई कौवा आए, घर की मुंडेर पर बैठे, काऊ काऊ करे.
Very nice, beautiful. All, even the holy one and this one, all the
Thank you.
HKs and the holy
These were beautifully done, Onkar.
Thank you.
Very delightful. I enjoyed each and every one of them. The holy ones and the father-daughter relationship, waiting for the daughter to come, the daughter complaining that, you don't remember me.
Yes.
And then the father has the daughter always in the heart. Very beautiful. Very, very
you.
nicely done. Thank you.
Very nice, Omkarji. Lovely. Really enjoyed it.
Lovely.
Very simple, sweet, and yet with a great flow.
Thank you.
Yes. And that is, a stamp of Omkarji's poems. They will be short, pithy, but they will hit you. so.
Yeah.
Brilliant, Omkarji, as usual. I remember there was a topic once which we thought didn't have any material in it or didn't have any meat in it. It was a difficult topic. I forget which one it is, but Omkarji blew it away. He just blew it away.
That was ice cream.
It was an ice cream. That's right. I mean, what can you do with ice cream? And
Actually.
Omkarji showed us what he can do with ice cream. So wonderful stuff. Excellent. Chalo, before I hand it over to others, I will just butt in with a poem. I was reading the magazine which we get once in 2-3 months, the American Poetry Review, and I always enjoy the poems we have out there. Sometimes they are very good, sometimes they are ordinary. But let me share a poem I just read. I have outlined 2 or 3 ones, so I'll keep on putting them in between just to fill up the gaps, the commercials, so to say. Okay, so here goes. Thoughts on punctuation. Staple the ghost to the page with your favorite symbol, and you might find out too much or end up prosecuting wind for the lack of commitment when it blows the clouds around. Describe the word with precision, torture it for a while, and it will tell you what you know sometimes. I see the future is just the past in a suit which will never be in style. It wears your father's trilby, shadowing a face that answers you with a semicolon, linking unrelated facts like a modern oracle a conglomerate employs. When I rattle on like this, saying useless things are true, such as Egyptians used masks shaped like cats to divide words, please slap me with a hyphen, put me back on the shelf. Next to that old wooden game, it had complicated rules for diagramming our thoughts about who we should become, so we could leave them behind. We played it one whole winter as deeply absorbed. We died and then we were reborn as a comma, happy to go on and on and on. So this is a poem on that is a wonderful poem.
Very
And the
nice.
best thing is this poem doesn't have a period. So you really, it says left to you to figure out when the thought process changes, you know. When one idea ends, another one starts, which is also, by the way, one definition of poetry. Is that
Listen, I have a different view. I'm lazy like this poet. Many a times I don't punctuate my poems and I just write it in one line, one go.
like,
And I let the other person think wherever
yeah,
you
I
want
mean,
to punctuate it, punctuate yourself.
punctuated, exactly.
Oh,
So,
listen, this is being lazy. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
in fact, that is one definition of a poem is that the period is left to the reader, you know, or the thought process is left to the reader, where the thought changes is left to the reader and is not dictated by the poet, or you know, unlike in prose where structure is very important. With that,
Poetic license, as they say.
yeah.
Poetic license, I think that's what they say. You can take
Yes,
a few
yes.
liberties when you're
yeah, sure.
with grammar and punctuation when you're writing poems.
Okay, let me hand over the mic. Who wants to go for next? Jasbir, you want to do it? You want to take away next?
Okay, I just scribbled a few lines, which I just found this. Remember last time when we met, I said, I can't find my page. I can't find my page.
Yes, that's right. You
So
found
I've got the
it.
page, but I didn't finish the poem. So I'm just going to read that.
Yeah, right, sure.
This is about, okay, I'll just read. As the sun comes out, there they come out. From their cages, it seems, a merry band of old boys, almost into each other's arms, bursting to share their thoughts they had kept to themselves. The balds, the silver-haired, the thick white mustache, the bearded, all of them, swathed in smiles, raucously laughing and talking, unashamedly away from their families. Just for a while, they become little boys. It seems like homecoming to them every single morning. They clap and sing and argue and laugh. They clap and sing and argue and laugh and live life for that one prestigious hour. Walking fast in circles, they clap yoga, finally end with a joke. And it's a treat to see them all every morning when the sun comes out. Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Very,
And
very nice.
Jaspir, this is something that we see over here where I'm living. Every morning we have this group of senior citizens, doing their laughter therapy and in a circle, doing their little yoga exercises and all of that. It's very, very nice. And I think you brought that out very nicely.
Yeah.
Actually, you have drawn a picture with words.
Yes, you have.
And Omkar, just a minute. I really like Dono Hichki and Holi. I'm going to give a line each. My dad was a great one at jokes, So एक हिचकी का joke I'll tell and एक होली. होली में
Yes.
इस होली मैं तुम्हारी होली. He would say one. ठीक है,
Yes,
one line.
yes, yes, yes.
इस होली में तुम्हारी होली. Second, one friend tells to the other, she's going on hiccuping. She said, "Oh, your husband is remembering you or your boyfriend." She says, "Come on, I hope he doesn't remember me to death because it's taking away my life." That was cute.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Good. Thank you, Jasbir. Lovely reading of that.
Yeah.
Cyrus, you want to go now or now and later? What's your preference?
I can go later. That's not a problem. I'm in no rush.
Because sometimes when you sing a couple of songs, I think it's better to space it out a little bit rather than do them one after another.
I'm happy to go if you'd like that.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? Why don't we take a song break?
Sure.
And then we come back, which will let Gunika, Vanita, and Brishti time to dig out the poems.
Yeah, actually today I'm just listening. So I've just joined after a long time. So I just listen.
Brishti, can we see you?
No, today there's some problem. So yeah, my video is off.
It is a bad hair day, sometimes. we have-
Yeah, actually I'm not very well. So I'm just like lying in bed and listening. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Welcome.
All right.
Tell us, Cyrus.
So I thought I'd share a Leonard Cohen song today. This one's called The Stranger Song, and it works on the imagery of poker. So, it's true that all the men you knew were dealers who said they were through with dealing every time you gave them shelter. I know the kind of man it's hard to hold the hand of anyone who is reaching for the sky just to surrender. And then sweeping up the jokers that he'd left behind, you find he did not leave you very much, not even laughter. Like any dealer, he was watching for the card that is so high and wild, he'll never need to deal another. He was just some Joseph looking for a manger. He was just some Joseph looking for a manger. And then leaning on your windowsill, he'll say one day you caused his will to weaken with your love, your warmth, your shelter. And then taking from his wallet an old schedule of trains, he'll say, I told you when I came I was a stranger. I told you when I came I was a stranger. But now another stranger seems to want you to ignore his dreams as though they were the burden of some other. Oh, you've seen that man before, his golden arms dispatching cards, but now it's rusted from the elbow to the finger. And he wants to trade the game he plays for shelter. Yes, he wants to trade the game he knows for shelter. You hate to watch another tired man lay down his hand like he was giving up the holy game of poker. And And while he talks his dreams to sleep, you notice there's a highway that is curling up like smoke behind his shoulder. It's curling up like smoke above his shoulder. You tell him to come in, sit down, but something makes you turn around. The door is open, you can't close your shelter. You try the handle of the road, it opens, do not be afraid. It's you, my love, you who are the stranger. It's you, my love, you who are the stranger. I've been waiting, I was sure we'd meet between the trains we are waiting for. I think it's time to board another. Please understand, I never had a secret chart to get me to the heart of this or any other matter. When he talks like this, you don't know what he's after. When he speaks like this, you don't know what he's after. Let's meet tomorrow if you choose upon the shore beneath the bridge that they are building on some endless river. Then he leaves the platform for the sleeping car that's warm. You realize he's only advertising one more shelter. And it comes to you, he never was a stranger. And you say, okay, the bridge, or someplace later.
Very nice. Beautiful.
Very nice. Very nice.
Phenomenal. Really nice.
Thank you.
But it's mesmerizing as usual.
As usual.
After a long time, in fact, we heard Cyrus singing because like I wasn't there on the online platform.
Yeah. Cyrus is our.
Amazing.
I wouldn't call him rock star, but as close to a star as
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay.
Before you proceed, can I take your leave?
Yes, Omkarji, thank you
I
very
have
much
to
for
leave.
joining us from
Thank you.
Assam.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Omkarji. Really
Thank you.
nice.
See you
Very,
next
very
month.
nice. बहुत अच्छा.
Thank you.
Okay, Gunika, before I hand it over to you, I'm going to do another short poem again on punctuation, and it's called "I Like a Comma After Cows." Wrote Elizabeth Bishop to Robert Lowell. He had already left his wife for a lover in England. Little did Bishop know that in 5 years he would die in a cab in New York City on the way to see his ex-wife. I tell this story because I'm not sure that the body really wants reconciliation with the past. I realize that this goes against accepted wisdom, some sort of therapeutic truism that the past must be reintegrated into the present. But I think, that is a mistake. It's the entire mistake of the 19th century. And if you ever go into the room of things from this era, the mechanical music players, the blurred, agitated faces in photographs, baby carriages with ripped umbrellas, I guarantee you will leave with the terrible sinking feeling. Everywhere you will find the hands of ghosts without their bodies and the bodies of birds without their wings. On the way to the school, my son asked, "Why are you yelling at the car in front of you? You know they can't hear you, right? You're yelling at the air." I wanted to say, because I'm the granddaughter of Holocaust survivors, because my back hurts, because I grew up mostly without parents, because of student debt. That's why I feel too many things and all at once. And that is why all this is that car's fault. See, I would also like a comma after the cows, after ghosts, after phonographs, after therapy, and I like the one after the AA meeting, after the gym, after this cup of tea, and after the snowfall. Dear C, it changes form, now the letter form. Same poem. They are people who have never been destroyed by love. And I don't think it's an exaggeration that they walk among us, the untouched, practical life seems. Sometimes these people are highly intelligent and sometimes they simply don't feel deeply enough. So when the opportunity comes, they don't even notice. Then I prepared to wade into the snow. It filled me with punctuation and the broken hands of ghosts. Thank you.
Very nice.
Wow, wow.
I know, it was like brilliant.
Fabulous.
There is thoughts mulling around. The form changes from past to present to, a conversation with the kid and then a letter. So,
Very nice.
yeah, I was quite taken away by the.
Very nice and very different kind of a poetry.
I was telling, who was it? I was telling Vanita that my taste in poetry is also changing. So I'm learning from the younger poets, I'm learning from different poets. And once you have seen the basic stuff, like for instance, initially, I used to know, some conventional poetry used to really move me. And now I say conventional, yes, but let's look at what the new modern poets are writing. And then what form they are choosing, and then how do they voice their thoughts. And I'm finding it's quite a pleasure to do that.
Wonderful.
Very nice.
With
Really
that,
nice.
yeah, thank you. With that, let me turn it over to Gunika. Gunika ji, over to you.
Okay, so I think I might have shared this before or recited it. I'm not really sure. I haven't written a lot recently. So
No,
I'll just recite this one. Again, this is about winds of change and changing of season and how it changes you. Okay. You may be darkly hidden in your scars. The wounds of the past go deep. The surface of the waters is calm, but your dreams can't let you sleep. The earth below and skies above do nothing for your soul, yet the winds of change that blow somehow make you whole. When winters come and trouble you, you warm your heart with sighs. So broken you huddle down, like the world can't hear your cries. Come spring, you start to bloom. With eyes so warm they speak. You spread your love like sprinkles do. The season is mystique. And come summer, when you start to believe in the stunning sun and swelter in the lies you feel that life has always spun. Now come rains and wash away all memories deep and dear. How you long for autumn leaves, but the bare trees are your fears. And then you start to hibernate. Before it again gets cold, you hold your hand and walk the path, bare feet and bare souled. Thank you.
Wow, that is
So
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I hadn't heard this one before, Gunika.
Now we have.
I think I posted it in a text form. Maybe
Yeah.
I've not recited it. Yeah.
It was beautiful and wonderfully metered.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
very nice.
Very
Typical
nice.
me,
Gunika, thank you. Yeah,
Gunika's
actually,
writing, I always enjoy your poetry.
I totally missed this one. Good. Excellent. With that, let me go around the table. Okay, Vanita, you.
Yes, I will share. Something that I've written. It's a little long.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's a little long.
That's fine. We're not
I
doing.
wrote it.
We're not doing anywhere.
Okay. So this, I wrote it at Christmas. So it's called The Light. Where is the light? The light that illumines, the light that guides. Is it the star in the sky? Is it the bulb in the room, on the roads? The light that shows the way on the darkest night. The light that shows the path out of a terrifying storm. Where is that light? We have all braved storms, the storms of loss of a loved one, the storms of coping with illness, the darkness of failed relationships, of rejection and loss, the despair of failures, being in the dungeons of self-loathing, sadness, victimized, traumatized, in the thick of the why me syndrome. But each time a tiny voice inside navigated the way out of the storm, steadily, slowly, teaching a lesson of faith and patience. Each time it showed a glimmer at the end of a tunnel, the glimmer becoming brighter, illumining, turning rejection into acceptance, loss into gain. As it showed the way towards self-acceptance, self-love, and joy, it transformed the why me syndrome into realizing the resilience of the spirit, the guidance by the spirit, the light of the spirit that taught, guided, blessed, each time in the midst of a blazing fire. The spirit within led towards evolution, growth, and progress. When safely over the hill, one looks at the self with pride, appreciation, joy at how far one has traveled, how one has braved the storms, dealt with the challenges, empowering us, filling us with confidence, courage, and gratitude. Where was the light that guided? The light was the bright, illumining star within each one, is within each one. It is the star within, the diya within, the light within, which is the guiding light. You are the light, the star, the diva. Recognize and reconnect with the light within. Merry Christmas. This is what I wrote. So,
Very nice.
yeah.
Beautiful, a beautiful thought on the guiding light. Yeah.
The self-realization.
Yes.
Lovely,
yes,
lovely.
yeah.
Positivity.
And it picks up on the theme of the star of Bethlehem. So
Yes,
that's
yes,
quite
yes,
amazing.
yes.
Yeah.
The
Very
guiding
nice.
star. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Very good.
wonderful. Well, welcome to the club, as they say.
Thanks to Gunika, I can say she's the one who, she spoke so nicely about the club and how it gave her a platform to, share her poetry. And it just seemed a great place to be in. And yes, I'm glad to be here, frankly. Yes. Really grateful to be here. It's very nice. It's the kind of poetry that comes here. And of course, the rules are very nice. No good morning, none of that unnecessary stuff. It's just good poems. Not even so fussed about, the technical aspect of writing. It's just write and share. Yeah.
So I think that's that is also the value of this group, that we give everybody a chance to write.
And I'd add to that, it's not necessary that you've written something. Even if you just want to share something that you've liked, that is great also.
Yeah, that's right. So with that, let me also recite another poem. I've used or misused my privilege as the host to recite more than one poem, but I've used it as posing stuff. It's just because I found 2 or 3 good poems. So here's a small one by Olga Rukovets, Filling Time. So my niece wants to transfer pockets of ocean to her nearby sand castle. So she ignores the hole at the bottom of the bucket. Every time we offer her a bucket, she runs away faster, scoops the water, and giggles, scurrying back to us as if time were the thief. Her bucket is always empty when she arrives at our blanket, so she starts the process again and again. Somewhere along the way, we begin rooting for her. Maybe we think if she moves quickly enough, she will triumph. Thanks.
Wow.
Very interesting thought. Huh?
An interesting thought and such a sweet thought.
I mean, a lot of us go through life like that. The bucket is leaking, but we think if we move fast enough, we will make it.
Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely true.
That's what I thought. I thought it's a very nice way of putting a lot of those training coaches to tell us, if you've been to these corporate training classes, they give us all sorts of
motivational
inspirational messages. Yeah. And I've started finding them very boring. You've heard them before. You know what it means, and you're not going to improve. You will be who you are. You know, if you don't, I mean, I always tell people, there are things which will happen to you because we are a corporate. So suck it up. You know, this is the way things are.
Yeah.
Get used to it. Anyway, with that, before I hand over to Saras for another song, is there anybody else who wants to put in another poem? Or shall we wait till after Saras finishes and that gives you time to hunt out a poem?
Can I
Yeah.
read?
Yeah, okay. Saras?
No, Jasmeer wants to read.
Okay, Jasmeer, you want to. Sorry, I didn't see you. Sorry, Jasmeer, go on.
Oh, yeah, one of the poems. Again, I love the poems that we did as kids and we learned them up. So I'm going to share one of that.
Sure.
It is by Alfred Lord Tennyson. The Beggar Maid. Her arms across her breast she laid. She was more fair than words can say. Barefooted came the beggar maid before the king Cophetua. In robe and crown, the king stepped down to meet and greet her on her way. It's no wonder, said the lords, she's more beautiful than day. As shines the moon in clouded sky, she in a poor attire was seen. One praised her ankles, one her eyes, one her dark hair and lovesome mane. So sweet a face, such angel grace, in all that land had never been. Cophetua sware a royal oath, this beggar maid shall be my queen.
I remember this. I remember this poem from my childhood. What a lovely poem.
Yeah. You know, we used to have this in ICSC, we used to have this book of poems called Panorama. And it had the most delightful poems. And after I had finished college and everything, I found that poem with that book with my niece. Her kids were going through that book. So I said, I need my own personal copy so that whenever, nostalgia hits and I want to read something which I read when I was growing up, I still pick that book and I read.
This was in the Radiant Reader 4th standard.
Okay.
We learned it in 4th class, yes.
Yeah.
This we knew by heart. I mean, I've forgotten it right now, but yes. Thanks to the Google. You just
Thanks.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Thanks, Gurika. And if anybody thinks of a poem at any time, again, raise your hand. But in the meanwhile, let me invite Cyrus again for
all right.
Song.
Thank you. So I'll do one of mine.
Yeah.
This is an original, and this one's called Winter Sport. Don't you fall in love with me, however flattering that might be. I know it is not what you are looking for. Experience is dead, half-blown dreams out of your head. And like a drowning man, you're clutching at a straw. So you use your education to summon every ounce of tact. Does your new preoccupation bring you joy? Am I pleasant artifiction, or just some played out artifact? Do you want a man? Do you need a boy? Are you looking for a father? Are you looking for a son? Do you want to just relive a love you've lost? Are you looking for a lover who could just be anyone who pays the cost? Who pays the cost? So you use your education to summon every ounce of tact. Does your new preoccupation bring you joy? Am I pleasant artifiction or just some played out artifact? Do you want a man? Do you need a boy? Don't you fall in love with me, however flattering that might be. I know it is not what you are looking for.
Very
Bravo.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Lovely.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
Lovely. The essential Cyrus. We should bring out an album. Lovely Cyrus.
Thank you.
Nice to hear your voice, and especially uncluttered with that poor audio we used to have during the pre-Zoom meetings. So,
I think Zoom is really wonderful for the songs, like we can
for the
hear them
songs.
so well.
That's right. Yeah. You can get the full impact. I'll try to get another musician also on. Let's see if I say the guy used to play the trumpet in Calcutta.
Okay.
So let me see if he's willing to come and try his hand. People forget instruments need to be practiced consistently. Otherwise, you let them go. Okay, second rounds. Anybody? Anybody's found another poem?
Okay, I have one.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, I don't know, it's different. I just wrote my thoughts out
Yeah,
to
sure.
find perfection and imperfection, something of that sort. Okay,
Mhm.
here goes. Let's see what you all make out of it.
Hmm.
All our lives, we've been made to read. All our lives, we've been made to read The Fair Princess with Little Greed. A charming prince on horseback true, their eyes like limpid water blue. We show
Wow.
our kids a fairy world where all is well and nothing weird. The poor girl and a rich prince fall in love many time gone since. A happy place, no struggles remain, no hardships there, no one's in pain. Figures are perfect, the dress is smart, the complexion fine, a piece of art. The weather's perfect, the vales are green, wildlife is safe, doe-eyed they preen. Many glorious shades, life's a bliss, the backdrop like the Alps of Swiss. When all is fine and they then unite to reach their happily ever after plight. The handsome prince who drops a kiss on a shy and timid faint-heartedness. So always we've been made to believe of stereotypes and ideas bizarre, like men are rude and women don't swear. What can I say? Can it not be true that you be me and I be you? And when my prince drops me a kiss, maybe his two front teeth are amiss?
beautiful.
So,
Very nice. Breaking stereotypes for sure. Excellent.
Yeah.
And getting over the world of fairy tales and
actually,
absolutely. So the other day I had I was just reading something on fairy tales and how it's all been written to kind of just uplift the man, it is to do with the, what shall I say, the patriarchy, right? It is always the man who is right, and it is always the man who comes in search of saves the damsel in distress, as they say, right? And it's always the wolf who is bad. And actually that made me think, the Red Riding Hood story, maybe it was the woodcutter who was bad and the wolf who actually, we could have turned it around, the wolf who saved the little girl. So these are things which I think we
got
need
to change the mindset now.
thought about. It's got to be thought about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, sadly, men have difficulty seeing through the patriarchy. So it's sort of inbuilt almost into the culture from childhood. Yeah, well, poetry is a nice way of. I want to say there is a way of doing protest poems too. Rather than in your face, some of the best protest poems are, you approach it from the side.
You got it, Rajiv.
Yeah.
That was
I mean, I'm a big fan of that poetry. Yeah, sure, do protest poetry, but don't shout it from the loudspeakers. There's another art of saying it. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else tonight?
Could I end on a lighter note, Rajiv?
Yeah, sure.
Not a song, an old poem.
Please.
For all animal lovers out there, everyone who's ever enjoyed a pet, I had one too, a tragic tale. I had a hippopotamus. I kept him in a shed and fed him upon vitamins and vegetable bread. I made him my companion on many cheery walks and had his portrait done by a celebrity in chalks. His charming eccentricities were known on every side. The creature's popularity was wonderfully wide. He frolicked with the rector in a dozen friendly tussles, who could not but remark upon his hippopotamuscles. If he should be afflicted by depression or the dumps, by hippopotameasles or the hippopotamumps, I never knew a particle of peace till it was plain he was hippopotamusticating properly again. I had a hippopotamus. I loved him like a friend. But beautiful relationships are bound to have an end. Time takes, alas, our joys from us and robs us of our blisses. My hippopotamus turned out a hippopotamus's. My housekeeper regarded him with jaundice in her eye. She did not want a colony of hippopotami. She borrowed a machine gun from her soldier nephew Percy and showed my hippopotamus no hippopotamercy. My house now lacks the glamour that charming creature gave. The garage where I kept him is as silent as the grave. No longer he displays among the motor tires and spanners his hippopotamustery of hippopotamanners. No longer now he gambols in the orchard in the spring. No longer do I lead him through the village on a string. No longer in the morning does the neighborhood rejoice to his hippopotamusically modulated voice. I had a hippopotamus, but nothing upon earth is constant in its happiness or lasting in its mirth. No life that joyful can be strong enough to smother my sorrow for what might have been a hippopotamother.
so cute.
Oh, that's such a
Very
delightful
nice.
poem.
That was really nice.
Fantastic.
Very cute.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
Love the play of words, connecting them to all the hippopotamus words.
Yeah,
Very
so-
cute.
Yeah,
Very
this
delightful.
is a poem by
Yeah.
Patrick Barrington.
Oh.
Yeah, Patrick Barrington, let me write it down.
Yeah. An old English poet.
Good
Yeah.
fun.
In fact, kids can read it. So I'm a teacher, educator, and our kids can definitely read this. It's beautiful language, and there is a lot of rhyme in it,
Yeah.
and a lot of fun. They love it. Patrick, what is the name of the book?
It's called
Really?
I had a hippopotamus.
I had a hippopotamus.
Yeah,
Thank
if you
so much.
Google it, it'll come up. Yeah, I remember this one because I remember reciting this as part of an elocution contest when I was a kid.
Very,
So I
thank you
remember
so
enjoying
much.
this one. Yeah.
But
Very
some
nice.
birds are very difficult to actually, they came out so beautifully. You did a real good job, Cyrus, but one can fumble with those big hippopotamus sized birds.
Yeah. Anyway,
Good. Thanks, Cyrus.
thank
That
you.
was,
May I read one, Rajiv? One, it's a very
yeah,
small,
sure,
it's
of
like,
course.
yeah, yeah.
We have at the end we do have a free for all, and we usually also expect a person who has been quietly watching to take out a poem from his or her back pocket. So Brishti, if you have a Sanskrit poem ready, we are happy to listen to it also. Vanita, the mic is yours.
Yeah. So it's called Those Walking Feet.
All right.
So it's 5,000, 8,000, 10,000 steps. Walking on, trudging on, strolling on, ambling on, standing on, hopping on. Enclosed in shoes, airy in floaters, funky in frocks, fashionable in heels, always on the move, are those walking feet. Stop a while to look at them. Are they dry, cracked, and neglected? Are they tired, dusty, and dull? A hot salt water soaked as wonders. A foot massage invigorates. The good old foot cleaner cleans away the grime. A pampering is what those walking feet enjoy the most. Pamper them, massage them, give them time. It is those walking feet that take you places. Something very simple that I just
Beautiful.
wrote.
Yes.
Wow.
yes.
Keep
Very
those
nice,
feet
Vanita.
warm with success.
Yeah.
I need to go for a pedicure now. It's really
Yeah, I know. And I sympathize on the days we have been walking the entire day in a mall.
actually.
Yeah, very nice.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, anybody else? Any last thoughts? Okay. If not, we will close on time, which is good. And I hope to see you on 26th evening for a dinner, whoever can make it. We'll keep it somewhere in central Delhi. So it'll be easier to get in and out using the metro. So, and then we'll have an early one so that people can catch a metro back wherever they are. That's the thoughts. Jasbir, Gunika, I'll touch base with you separately on Sheena's visit. Okay, with that, let me thank everybody and let me close out the session, our nth session, virtual session. And then I hope to see you again next month at the same time.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you so
Good
much.
night, all.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Night. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank
Raj.